you get like a really high quality picture that you really like, and you
Hmm.
like post it, and like just like, oh man, I got 5 comments already. It's only been like 4 minutes. Like,
Exactly.
yeah, the feeling of like the look of the heart and all the things.
We're
Uh-huh.
live.
Live.
And
What's
then,
up?
FYI, our camera's up there.
Okay, yeah. So look into the camera.
Look into the camera's eyes. Cool. Hey, what's up, everybody? We're live at office hours. We're gonna do the big surprise reveal on Instagram, but YouTube, you already know. We have a special guest today. Woo!
What's up?
Welcome. Okay, but before we do that, we're going to go live on IG. What's up, Andre? We're actually gonna review your video today. Woot woot. Okay, let's see if I remember how to do this. Okay, we have to. Why does that not? Do you think that's gonna look weird if we go live horizontally?
I
Have you ever done that?
I think it would. I'm not sure.
Look weird. I think you're. Okay.
Let me see. Maybe I could put my phone like right above my camera over here. There we go.
All right, we are rocking multiple. Okay, so we're gonna go live on Two Saxies IG.
Awesome.
What's up, people?
I don't know where to look.
It's a very special office hours. We're together. Yay! And we have a very special guest. Yay! Are you guys ready?
No,
No,
I'm not ready.
not ready. YouTube's
I'm never
already
gonna be ready for this.
But at some point, it just has to happen.
It has to happen.
It has to happen.
Yeah, it's true.
Okay, here we go. It's gonna happen. Do you guys have guesses to who our special guest is today? Our very sexy guest. Everybody's biting at the bit. Dun 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 dun. Welcome.
Yay!
What's up?
Abidelo. Welcome to Office Hours.
Yep.
Thank you
it's
so much.
official.
It's great to
Woo!
be here.
Heck yeah.
It's official.
It's official. We are so stoked to have you.
Thank you.
Let's make sure all our devices are good. How's
Here,
it
you
sound,
guys-
everybody?
Is this working?
I hear
Sounds
a little
good to me.
slap
Yeah, same here.
now. Is
I'll,
your volume all the way down on your phone, Augie? Oh, that might be us. That's
That's
us.
us, that's
That's us. You good.
Awesome.
Okay, cool. How you doing, man?
Good. How about you guys? You guys are rocking the glasses, and now I'm not for this. So this is a a big difference.
It just means we'll have to have you back on office hours, and we'll all rock the glasses.
Sounds good.
But you're rocking Nintendo.
Yeah, I'm a big, I guess, GameCube fan. You know, Super Smash Bros. And
Oh, Super Smash Bros.
Yes. What's your
That's-
character of choice?
it's either Link or Ganondorf. So
Dude. Okay. I like
How about
Falco.
yeah, my roommate plays Falco, but
Yeah.
I
yeah,
like Kirby.
yeah, Kirby's a lot of fun. My sister used to always play Kirby, and all she would do is just like do the rock smash, and it was so
Yeah.
miserable to play with her
heck
because like you'd be like,
Inhale rock smash.
there's no way to like avoid the rock smash.
See, okay, so here's the trick. The
Yeah.
trick in the Rock Smash is when someone's in like their Rock Smash form, you can
Yeah.
grab them. That's usually that's the
Ah.
trick, right? So if they do the Rock Smash and they're still in it, you can grab them real quick. That's usually
Wow.
my,
We gotta, you know,
Oh, what?
I'm thinking we should all just like one day we should do like
Yeah.
we all play a game of Smash and we like stream it or something.
Yeah. Oh, okay. That sounds awesome. Just saw a lot of hearts. Let's do
I like
it.
it. Yeah, that would be good.
That sounds
That'd be
really
fun.
Heck yes. Um, we should also just jam at some point someday.
Yeah.
For sure, yeah. That would be cool.
Yeah.
I mean,
I have a feeling that's gonna come soon.
Yep.
It-
I just have this feeling.
Yep.
I mean, it might. I mean, it's raining though, so it's
Yeah.
Yeah.
it's kind of hard, unfortunately.
Maybe we can make it happen sometime this week. Maybe it's even happened. I don't know.
Maybe it's even
Maybe it's
happened.
even happened.
It could have. I mean, I just with this rain, it's doubtful though. Who knows?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Jonathan saying that would be sick. We're getting a lot of giant yeses. Zach saying, everyone's chiming in too. Somebody said that their player of choice is Ox. We're seeing a lot of, I love it. Everybody's in office hours mode with us.
Yeah.
Chatting. So how have you been doing during this time? Totally like loving your content and what's been like on your mind, inspiring you these days?
Definitely. First of all, thank you so much. I, again, just for them to know, I know I said this to you, but both of you guys have inspired me so much growing up. The style in which you play and how you've. The biggest thing for me is that both of you found a hole that wasn't being filled, and you brought something to the table that no one had ever seen before. And then once they saw it, they like needed it. You know what I mean? That's like the coolest thing to me is that like,
Oh man.
yeah, like you guys are not just like amazing sax players. Like you're amazing sax players who also brought in like dance and like a style that really influenced me like growing up and trying to like create content. So it's a big honor to be able to like talk with you guys, and maybe we shot something I don't remember or something. but but during this quarantine,
Thank
I've just no, of course. But during this quarantine, I've just been trying to stay super busy, like working on music and just finding things. So the biggest thing for me is before I go to sleep, I want to have like a list of things that I kind of want to accomplish. So that when I
Ooh,
wake
that's
up,
very organized of you.
yeah, because
Love
the
that.
worst thing for
Wow.
me is waking up and just being like laying in bed and being like, like what do I do? And trying to figure it out in that time. Because in that time, it's like I feel like I'm already too late to the game. Like I want to always like set myself up the night before. So I wake up, I get up, and I'm either working on music or doing recordings, and yeah, just been staying busy doing music and a couple different like video shoots in Atlanta. So it's been pretty good.
How do you, okay, so this is something I have trouble with a lot.
Yeah.
How do you prioritize your time? Because sometimes I feel like I have so many different things I could do and so many different social media platforms, or I could make a video, or I could make a song, or I could, I don't know, create some type of content. But for me, I always struggle like how to prioritize my time.
That's
No,
a really important question. Yeah.
100%. I agree. I struggle with that too. But for me, like at least the past month, this week I of course broke it, but the past month I tried to set up a schedule where Monday, Wednesday, Friday I focused on creating Instagram content. I want to start getting into YouTube a bit more, so I'm thinking I'm going to start divvying up like Tuesdays and Thursdays to that, but just setting up like I guess some beats that I'd want to record over for the week. And then I also just like Tuesdays and Thursdays will be either recording for other people's records or like trying to write for myself. And the thing, I guess one issue that that has come from like Instagram is I'll create like a bunch of these like 1 minute like they sound great for Instagram and it's fun, and then someone will be like, oh, where's the full version? And I'm like, I don't know.
Yeah.
Yeah, that happens to me a lot too.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
It's like now we're all in our mind, we're just creating like 1 minute, like we think social media and you create like a 1 minute clip, and These days, I've
Yeah.
actually been thinking more of like, okay, let's do the 1 minute clip and then let's do the long version.
Yeah.
Um, I like how you're batching. This is something you're talking about. Something I've been trying out a lot more these days is, yeah, the idea of batching kind of certain activities all in one day. I
Hmm.
think for anybody listening, like, Sax Gang, definitely chime in here. It's um it's a constant, I can just talk from my experience, a constant challenge to set one's own schedule, especially in our industry where things are
Yeah.
always popping up. And people are like, and that's part of the beauty too, right? Like a jam session, a gig, or more, a Zoom interview or whatever it may be. But it's definitely like being your own boss and setting your own schedule and being your own band leader. It's like really got its own set of
Yeah.
responsibilities and things.
A hundred
Yeah,
percent.
yeah, I feel like um, growing up with school and all these other activities, your life is naturally so structured, and like everybody wants to like get out of that and just be like, I want to just be free and be able to do whatever I want. And
Hmm.
then you have some time to yourself, and like you can, and then you're like, oh, like I kind of need to structure my life. I feel like it like goes back to that, and so you
Yeah.
have to kind of like relearn to do that. Um, because like structure is like really helpful, and having like a routine really works because otherwise it's like really hard to like motivate me to like do things. Sometimes I'm like,
Yeah.
oh,
Same.
I could just hang.
What does your routine look like?
um Basically, I when I'm like I will okay, so I've been working on like making beats a lot too, so because I
Hmm.
can't really do stuff, I can't like play sax at my place like really late at night,
Mm.
so at nighttime I'll be making the beats, and like during the day I'll be working on like anything that involves like playing the saxophone. So like daytime will be like recording or making a video
Hmm.
or practicing. So like I'll just kind of set my schedule for that during daytime. So it's usually like daytime, nighttime.
Mm-hmm.
And if I'm doing work at nighttime, it'll be some type of working on like I have these little projects. Like right now I'm actually kind of working on like getting better at like working on like manipulating clothing, like doing acid
Yeah.
wash and like tie dye stuff.
Super
So
cool.
I'll do that at night, or I'll be making beats or something that I can do with headphones.
Of course.
Um, and then like in the evenings, I always like hang out. I work out with my brother because he's a little
Hmm.
gym. And I'll like watch my nephew for a little bit, and then yeah, and that's kind of like so it's like wake up, some type of conference call, playing saxophone in some form, dinner, gym with the fam, and then working on some of my projects that don't involve playing saxophone at night, basically.
Love
Yeah.
that.
That's great.
Yeah, I think the thing for me has been really, especially during the whole quarantine and COVID, is getting the opportunity to figure out when do I feel my best to do certain things. Okay, I
Yeah.
know like I feel best in the morning. I want to do my workout, I want to meditate, and then I'm gonna get, into creation mode for an hour. Then I'm gonna move into business, and I feel like like every week I'm like, let me change like one little thing about that and see how that
Hmm.
feels. And then I'm like, oh God, it's all just haywire. And then sometimes like, oh, this is cool. Like,
Yeah.
yeah,
Yeah.
but it's definitely it's an opportunity to have this time to actually like be home and create a schedule. Because it's like
Yeah.
Yeah.
once the road is the main thing, it's
Yeah.
all just out the window.
Yep.
Yeah.
And that's
My,
actually what I've noticed is is like for me, if it's so easy to like wake up and like not do much and not be very productive, but I find like going to sleep after that, it's like I go to bed like feeling like, wow, I just wasted this whole day that I could have. So it's always for me like, as much as sometimes it's hard to get started on work, like I know like once I get started and once I like towards the end of the day, I feel so much better that I've created something or worked on something or like furthered myself. Um,
Yeah.
so and I understand like there's a lot of people who are like during this time it's so hard to like motivate myself to do things. But if you could find like a little like piece of motivation or just something to like look forward to in your day or something that you want to complete, I just find that I just feel like 100 times better. Like it wasn't a waste.
Totally. It's
Yeah.
very satisfying.
Yeah.
You know, Augie, let's speak for a second. Let's just kind of kick it around. I think you are doing I love watching your content because
Thank you.
you're creating, of course, not just great music with your playing and your songs and singing, but you're really tying in this story, this comedic bit, and what you said earlier, which is very kind, and about forging, you know, watching us and forging a path forward, doing something different. I think you, as somebody you're freshly out of school, right?
Yeah, I
Just,
just graduated
like,
from the new school.
Man, congrats. That's so cool. It's like
Thank you.
very inspiring to watch you doing your thing and paving your own way. And let's just, you know, kind of kick it for a second about that idea of, as a saxophone player, it's like creating your own lane in the content world. What was like inspiration for you when you started to create these comedic skits, started to make the content that you're making?
Yeah, for sure. Growing up, I've always loved watching like, you know, different stand-up specials, and my father would like the show In Living Color and stuff.
Yeah.
And yeah, for me, it was always like in school, like somehow the teacher still liked me, but at times I was the class clown. But I tried to figure out like, what does this teacher like? What will this teacher also laugh at that the students will laugh at, so that I could like kind of like break the like you're being disruptive kind of mold that I probably was.
Yeah.
Um,
Oh, I love
so
that.
always growing up, like I love to make people laugh, and I'd always played music growing up. Like since age 5, I've been playing piano, and then clarinet I started playing at age like 7, and then the saxophone I started at age 11. But when I first started doing like these Instagram videos in 2018, it was all like covers and different contests. Like, oh, you can get reposted by these pages, and like a little bit of original music. And I was having fun with creating content, and it kept me motivated. And I grew like a good amount. I went from like 1,000 to like 9,000 followers, which like I was so happy. And
Yeah.
but like right after the first year of doing Instagram videos, my friend Orange Bananas, a bass player from my school, I texted him. I was like, oh, "Yo, let's do a video," and he was in one of the new school audio recording rooms, and we made this beat like really quickly. Like I sat down at a keyboard, I made this synth, and I played it. And the chords, I was like, I don't know. And he was like, no, that's fine. Like whatever.
Move on.
And
Keep going.
exactly, keep going. And honestly, this video was like the fastest I've ever put a video together. It was like just everything, bang, 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 done, right? And as soon as we start recording, I saw this phone there, and I was like, oh, I'm gonna pick up this phone. Like I was in my head, I was like, oh, I'll pick up the phone and pretend like I'm ordering a pizza or something during the middle of us recording this video. And right from that moment, like once we posted that, it was clear that it was like a total different realm of like what I thought was possible, like as a sax player. So like I realized right there, like, oh, if I show my personality a bit, and if I catch someone with some comedy, like in the beginning, maybe they're not always like a sax, like, oh, I love to listen to sax, but maybe they'll hang around after that, like funny sketch or a skit, and then like find something that they wouldn't have checked out before. So it's almost like what you guys do. Like you guys are incredible at saxophone, but you're also incredible at dancing. So now you have two audiences who maybe someone who loves dance wouldn't check out saxophone, and now they're like, whoa, or vice versa, someone who wouldn't really necessarily check out, you know, dance is now checking it out because of that. And I think that was like the biggest difference for me, was finding a way to like have my own sort of personality with what I play,
Love
combined
that.
with like being able to access more people, because like everyone loves to laugh.
Yeah. Oh, it's
So
like being funny is like a special power.
Oh yeah, absolutely, absolutely.
for
Um,
sure.
I feel like it's like probably the most important thing to me is that I laugh every day. You know,
Yeah.
I mean, I guess maybe eating food and drinking water, but then laughing.
For sure.
And yeah, I mean, I think that's so smart to be like thinking about different audiences and how to bring your personality even more into
Hmm.
your music, your personality. I mean, I remember when I first saw your viral video, it was like I had never seen somebody who was dancing and playing the way you were doing it. And I was kind of
Yeah.
like, wow. And something that we really encourage to all our students watching is like, and office hours is all about, yes, getting the horn down. We're giving tips on playing technique, but we also talk a lot about stage performance and like, you know, we want people to really shine doing their thing.
Of
And
course.
then
Yeah.
we're seeing your thing. We're like, yes, boom, this is like, he's doing the thing. And for me, I always grew
Thank
up
you.
thinking about like, I grew up in musical theater, so I was always singing and I was
Yeah.
acting and I was playing. I kind of tucked it away for a while, but then, I was like, these are things that I love, their expression.
Yeah.
Yeah, I I also found that like for me it was it took a while for me to really get into it and get confidence into it because I feel like I didn't really know if it would work. I was like, can I play? Like my embouchure is gonna change, and at first like I also like just wasn't that good at it. And the subway was like a really good outlet for me to like workshop that and get through it. And
Hmm.
then what I realized, at first I started making my own dance moves, but what I started realizing is like, um, when you're searching for originality, you can just take everybody else's like vibes and moves and ideas from different art forms. And people really still think that's original. They're like,
Mm.
he's moonwalking with the saxophone. That's such an original idea. And it's like,
Leo created the moonwalk.
yeah, it's like, well, people have been moonwalking. So it's like I feel like whenever I wear something that's like hair metal or something like a
Yeah.
jacket with studded and all these things, it's like it still feels like very original because the style of music I'm playing is very different than that, and the fact there's like a saxophone is like what makes it different. So it's like it just becomes like infinite the ideas that you can like take from other people and
Yeah.
use inspiration.
Yeah, and you just mentioned, when you were first doing it, it felt it wasn't natural. It felt like, I think for everything, at least I've found, if I'm integrating singing and
Yeah.
playing, songwriting, dancing, like it never feels natural in the beginning. I've had moments where I'm like, "Oh God, you're a fraud. This is not.
Uh-huh.
Oh, what are you doing?" And and then of course, like anything else, you grow into it, you get better. Did you have those moments when you were first getting into? You picked up the phone. It sounded like that was like a momentary thing. Boom, it worked. You guys
Yeah.
posted it. So interesting how I've noticed a lot of videos that I do really
Uh-huh.
quickly and don't think about are ones that people are like, woo! But yeah, I
Yeah.
mean, did you feel when you're first stepping into this personality side of yourself, um, did it feel natural? Is it something you're still growing into and
Yeah.
discovering?
I mean, like, first of all, before that, I just wanted to say that like there's a lot of people who say like, at least with music, I'm sure you guys have had the same experience, but like you talk to any outsider and they're like, "Oh, you're gonna like pursue a career in just music, and what are you gonna do after school, and like what are you gonna do?" And those
Mm-hmm.
are the people like who motivated me, because them being like, "Oh, like there's no career in this," and like made me even more want to be of course there's gotta be, there's people doing it, like they've cracked the code. So those are like some of my biggest motivators, were like people even in like college, when a professor would be like you can't do this, or like no, it's totally wrong, like I would make sure that next week I came in and like what he thought, like was like the top of what could be done. Like I always tried to like push it to like where anything he said was like no longer valid. But
Heck yeah.
but with the videos, what the first telephone video, I was like kind of nervous to post, to be honest, because like most of my following up to then was all about just like, you know, like funk saxophone, playing over like some hip hop things, some original things. And I was like, am I going to make a joke of myself and then they're going to be turned off to like, oh, he's not serious about like what he does, and like is he going to like I was kind of nervous in the beginning, like people are just going to see me as a joke because I'm making a joke. And but once I had posted that first one, it did really well, but even beyond that, so I started posting more of these like phone videos, and like I developed a little bit of a split audience at a certain point where it was I would post like me with the phone, like me talking to whatever, Judy and Barbara, and someone would be like, and someone would be like, oh, now like when I want to watch like you play, like I have to hear the stupid phone. Like I'd get some
Oh, I
comments
see.
like that.
Yeah, right,
Yeah.
right. Like leave
And-
the phone, put the phone away.
Yeah.
Right.
And then like, and then on other videos, I'd be like, okay, like I guess like some people don't like that. So then I would do just like covers or like playing some original stuff. And then I'd have like a bunch of people being like, where's the phone? Like, why aren't
Yeah.
So it was like, but now I think I'm at a point where like people kind of get that, like, it's kind of like if you're signing up, like you got to sign up for both.
Dude, I'm also ready for you to drop to drop the content pieces with just you and the phone. You're like really funny.
Yeah,
Thank you
It's
so
like
much.
really, really funny.
Did you ever like consider like doing stand up? Like, did you ever want to do
Dude.
that?
I would
Actually,
love
great.
to do. I would love to do stand up, but like I just have to put together like a full, like like a full, clean, like I don't know. I should do it. Like once
Heck yeah.
Yeah.
some like open mics open again. I'd love to like do stand up and also like bring the saxophone on it at times,
Yes.
and I could
Oh my
be like,
gosh.
what? But
We'll be there. We'll be
Yes.
there at your show. I mean, I gotta say that story. Y'all, we might have hung out together in the past, but anyways, I'm still
Yeah.
laughing at one of those stories that you told about Dr. Schwartz. Yo, I'm still
Dr.
laughing
Schwartz.
this morning. I mean, that should make its way into your comedy bit. I think
Dude.
that would be a hit.
Yeah, I'm putting like I have a folder in my notes that's literally just like comedy, and it's like stuff that I'll rip out for like a phone video or like stuff that I'm just kind of waiting on, because it's also like I just have to put something that like everything's all over the place. Like there's
Yeah.
there's funny things, but it's like how would I ever connect that with this sort of deal? But
Caden is commenting saying he'd fly up to see that. There you go. You already have 3 people that will be cheering on your comedy.
yes, thank
special.
you.
Hey, you guys, let's briefly. I do want to watch some videos. It's
Definitely.
something we do in office hours to watch some cats who've been sending in. And if you guys and gals have any questions while Augie's here at office hours, definitely put that into the Q&A button. Let's take a listen to, this is Sarah at Sarah Sings Music. Sarah's actually a
Yeah.
Fast Workshop student.
Seen her a bunch.
Awesome.
Yeah, so we're gonna check out what she sent, and I think she's also doing some singing and songwriting, and we love seeing all this stuff at office hours. So
Awesome.
let's take a listen.
I long to see you again, like the rivers meet at the my breath for a moment, an instant, just one more day to expect before we begin. When next I saw you, we were all grown up by the
All right, Sarah.
Awesome.
Very
Yeah.
cool.
Got a
Awesome.
music video vibe going too.
Yeah.
So yeah, let's give her some of our feedback. Maybe start with you, Leo. And just so you know, Augie, here at Office Hours, we talk about the whole thing: playing, stage performance, videos. You've given
Cool.
some really
Yeah,
great
yeah.
creative
The
direction.
video is actually the first thing I want to talk about. I thought the video was very good. I love that the scenery. There's just like a vibe set, and there's kind of a story, like based on what you're singing about. Seeing someone again and wanting to see someone, and it seemed like it was a friend or somebody you know, in some context, walking to you, and you're walking to them, and like kind of that was like the composition had like a story to it, which I thought
Yeah.
was really cool. Um, it was it was nice. It was a nice song. Um, it sounded good. It was good quality. It was well shot. Um, strangely, strangely, I just wanted it to go into like a metal thing. I know that's really strange, but like if I was like the director, I'd be like, to see you again.
Oh,
Because like
Flashing lights.
it was like so extremely pretty and nice
Yeah.
that I just think it would be really
Wow.
cool if
Big
it like, had
contrast.
like a contrast to it.
Yeah.
And I just feel like that's really good for catching people's attention. But I totally understand if that's not the vibe you want to go with. But,
Yeah, well, maybe
Yeah, no,
she'll want to explore into that.
it
Yeah.
sounded good. It's Sarah. It's really great. Watching you progress. Yeah, it's that's awesome that you're working on video and just performance and yeah, it sounded good. Good job.
Sarah had some major breakthroughs when she joined one of our workshops. Just
Yeah.
like she came on, we talked about pentatonic scales.
Awesome.
I'll go next, and then we'll pass it to you, Augie.
Cool.
I'm gonna just speak on your singing and songwriting for a bit because I absolutely love that you sent that in. I actually think you have a great. I really dig that melody line and the sentiment of the song. I long to see you again. Like a I think it's a really strong, catchy melody. I'd love to hear you maybe repeat it again in the chorus. And I think those are also great words that fit with that melody. I long to see you. I might be butchering it. I'll keep listening to your song. I want to bring up something about your singing that I've noticed as a saxophone player. Sometimes I notice when you sing, you're like cutting off and making it a very staccato note, like I long to see you again. And I think, or I long to see you again. I think it's a very natural thing that happens when you play the saxophone. You start to phrase with your playing. I do this a lot. People are like, you sing like you play like you sing. So one thing I would consciously work on for you is to elongate those notes when you sing and even try to float over them. Make them less percussive. You almost have to think about, like, you have to think about performing a song as a singer, and you have to think about performing that song as your sax phrasing. So you might even want to just try practicing, like, I long to see you again, like the bird and notice when you're phrasing like a sax player, and then study singers to be able to perform, just as a singer too. And then if you can really master those two things, and that's something I'm constantly working on,
Yeah.
you can almost always be clicking on different things in your head. So, definitely try that out. I always just encourage people to take the habits out. And because I heard some of those staccato vocal things come up a bunch, I'm thinking maybe that's a habitual thing. Also, maybe it's not. Maybe you're consciously doing it. But anyways, just something to think about when you're singing, songwriting, and playing. What do you think, Augie?
First of all, I think it was really awesome to see someone who's so young and is already getting started on that. The audio quality sounded really good. The video was shot really cool. And it's cool to see someone combining a bunch of their interests into one thing, and starting at a young age on stuff like that is really, really good. I mean, because I hadn't started when I was that young. I mean, I guess I tried, but it didn't look like that. But
Doing a good job.
yeah, for sure, she's doing a great job. I love the scenery. I definitely agree with Grace that it might be cool. Like for me, even with sax playing, like my biggest inspirations not my biggest inspirations, but some of the people that I listen to the most are singers. So um,
Yeah.
even with my sax playing, like I would say like the artist that I listen to the most would be like Alan Stone or
Love
Amy
him.
Winehouse,
Yeah.
Frank Sinatra. Like
Yes.
I find that listening to a lot of these singers really helps you develop your saxophone tone too. Because for me, like, I mean, if you turn on the radio to any station, the first thing that you're going to hear is a singer. And I guess for me, I found that um, most people connect more with like a singer's vibrato and stuff. So I try to pull that in on the horn and like try to emulate different vibratos on the saxophone that typically you wouldn't hear maybe on the saxophone. So I think it would be
Totally.
cool to like maybe incorporate some of what you're learning on vocals and like how like in terms of what you said, like sustaining a note and then
Mm-hmm.
maybe towards the end of the note you start to put on like that subtle vibrato.
Yeah.
Just like you would do in singing.
That'd
And
be
I
cool.
think yeah, bringing that in on the horn would be really really cool too.
Yeah, that's fantastic, man. Thank you, Sarah, for sending
Thank you.
in.
Yeah.
Love seeing your stuff. Love that piece of advice. We often talk about singing, rapping,
Yeah.
um, using those techniques. You were speaking straight to our,
Yeah,
yeah.
I always listen to a lot of rappers, and like
Yeah.
that's where I get like, a lot of people have complimented me on the way I use different rhythms,
Hmm.
and it's like rhythms are more important than like note selection. When it comes to improvisation, I
Yeah.
feel like a lot of schools don't teach enough like rhythmic classes, and like it's like, oh, improvisation, it's like use these scales, but you're not talking about the rhythms enough, for me,
Yeah.
um, and just how a note can be played even within like it's like, oh, the staccato, legato, and whatever, like accented, but like really like there's a million ways to play one note, and I feel
Of
like
course.
with rappers the way they punctuate stuff,
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
um, it really has always spoken to me as far as rhythmically.
Heck yeah,
Yeah.
and I got Frank Sinatra and Nat King Cole on regularly. I listen to a lot of singers, and I think
Oh yeah.
there's a lot of rapper singers on our playlist. I think
Yeah.
it's such a great piece of advice. And let's keep going, you guys. We got one more video, and
Awesome.
Andre actually sent in. He was a recent student at Two Saxy's workshop. I think he
Awesome.
has literally just began, and he
Cool.
is rocking the Vanova. So this will be great for us to speak to Andre, who I think is online with us, and for anybody who's beginning on their woodwind journey.
Awesome.
Let's take a little listen. Woo!
Yeah.
Yeah, man. I think this might have actually been a Too Saxy recommendation from our repertoire list,
There
which
you
Yeah,
is super cool.
that is cool.
That's awesome.
Our first Vanova feedback.
That's awesome.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay, very cool. Here's what I'll say. So I feel like with these type of melodies, it's a tendency to rush on the less long notes, and like just make sure you're giving the full value to the ba 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 ba. Like make sure you're giving it's like ba 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 ba. Like maybe lean back a little bit on the shorter notes, if that makes any sense.
Hmm.
Um, and then now that you know the melody, I mean, it sounds like you know it. Mess around with it and try to do something with it that's your own, because everybody knows when the Saints go marching in. So if you change it around a little bit, I just think it will be a little more interesting. But that's very cool for a beginning. That's really good.
Yeah,
For
what do
sure.
you think, Augie?
I thought that was really cool. Honestly, I really want to get one of those instruments.
Oh yeah.
I've seen them online, and um, it'd probably be cool to just like have one and you could just pull it out and But I think it was really, really great as like a beginner. I remember like starting clarinet and like it being a total disaster and like not being able to even get a sound. So I think you're at a great starting place. I agree with Leo that like whenever we start playing a song or like we start playing an instrument, I find that we get like excited and like um we get excited and then we get to a point where it's like, oh, this rhythm's a little bit tough, and then you're like, oh no, I got too excited, and like I find that we when you tend to get excited about something that you're playing, you push the tempo a bit,
Mm.
and then if you hit one of those moments where it's like, maybe this I'm not 100% on, you like try to pull it back a little bit. And if you could find that
Yeah.
perfect middle ground where um, all the elements you feel comfortable with, I think that would be like a great um, like tempo to do it at, and like maybe practice it with a metronome would be great.
Yes, yes.
We love the
Metronome.
metronome.
We love the metronome.
Gotta
You
love the
guys have-
metronome.
Yeah, you guys have great. I love that. It's really great feedback. Andre, I know you just joined our Two Saxy workshop the other day, and I think for just starting a woodwind, you're actually getting great pitch and sound out of the vanilla.
Yeah.
It's not easy. And for having an inner clock, because I know he's not playing the metronome, I would also think that'd be great for him to have that on.
Yeah.
But I actually thought it was pretty solid. I think it'd be great for him to integrate these tips that you guys are talking about. But as far as, just right off the bat, I think you got some great potential on the woodwind, Vanova, on the sax. One thing that Andre was curious about after learning all the workshop topics is like, can he take a lot of those topics to the Vanova? Maybe we could leave this office hours with a tip for people like Andre who are beginning in their woodwind journey, and now you can play melody and you're getting your sound going. Like, what's the next step?
Well, I really like honking on the Vanova. I think it sounds really cool.
Like bigger,
Yeah, I just think like intonation's important when you're like playing notes, but like if you're doing like a sound effect, like intonation's not important. Like I've always kind of tried to explain that to students that like there is a difference between a sound effect and like a note, and that if you experiment with the Vanova a little bit, what I've found is that you can make a lot of cool sound effects. And you shouldn't be like worried about it as far as like a tuner goes. And like you should just kind of consider that you can make crazy sound. Like if a duck like honks or like a whatever, I guess ducks honk. Wow, this is sick.
It's a yellow Vanova.
It's the yellow one.
Can you
It's
play?
like
Not to put you on the spot, but bends. That sounds sick.
another thing
That
that's
sounds really
sick
good.
That's really cool. Yeah.
is that you can, I forgot, like with Vanova you can half hole, like which you can do on clarinet but you can't do on sax, which is kind of cool.
I like that about the bends.
Yeah.
You're making some really cool sounds.
Like I'm in a bodega right now, you know what I'm saying?
Augie, we gotta get you on the Vanova train.
I know. I'm like, I feel so left out right now.
We'll make it happen. We'll do a Vanova jam.
We'd have to.
This is the tenor one. I think that's a very rare one. It is yellow.
That is so cool.
Wow.
Yeah.
Those are
Um,
really cool.
So so it's super cool. So there you go, Andre. It's like, wow, you can take your Vinova skills now. You can start to integrate some of those vibratos, slides, in between notes. I mean, like, you could do this on the Vinova. You could do this on the sax. Do you have any thoughts, Augie, of like suggestions for people who are new in their woodwind journey of like what to
Yeah.
focus on or where they could take it?
I've always found like starting off. I remember when was starting off that there was a lot of desire to like play things really fast and like, oh, I heard it like this, and let me try to play it fast. And a lot of practicing when you want to do everything really fast is undoing. So if you are starting a new piece and you're like really excited about it and you're working on it and you are playing things a little bit sloppy because you haven't really spent the time slowly first, then you're going to have it's going to get almost ingrained into your fingers. So if the rhythms are sloppy and the playing is a little bit sloppy, like always do it right over doing it fast.
Yes.
So
Always
like,
do it right over doing it fast.
Yeah.
Listen up, people.
so like as much as it's so fun to just like pick up the horn and be like, just like, bust it out. Take that same thing and slow it down and like with a metronome, and you'll find that, maybe this rhythm's a little off. And like the biggest eye opener for me is like, maybe I could play a piece. And when I was playing a lot of classical music, maybe I could play a piece pretty fast and like, oh yeah, it sounds pretty good. But now like try to play it slow and you'll find the kinks that maybe you can gloss over because it's at some tempo where it's not really so clear. But if you pull it back, you can find like those areas where you're struggling with. And then for what I would always do with things is I would work backwards. So like that like area that I'm struggling with, like first let's do beat 4, then let's do beat 3 and 4 and get those two sections together. Then 1, 2, 3, 4. Now let's do the two measures. Maybe the measure before you felt comfortable on. Let's see if you can feel comfortable playing that measure into this. So it's a lot of like tedious, like small work, but you'll hear a huge difference in like the quality and how clean that performance is. But in addition to that, what I would say is, as much as that stuff is so important, also make sure you find time to just play whatever you want to, just have fun and not worry about like being so technical. So make sure you spend the time working on the music and getting it, but don't take the fun out of it where it's like, this is all I'm doing. And then like I put the horn away, because you'll kind of develop this, not a hatred, but less desire to pick up the horn. So I think that's really important to find a balance between, okay, this is work, I need to practice it and I need to get it better. And now I'm just going to, whatever I want to play with a backing track. And I want to, once you've done that work, it's important just to have some fun too.
Yeah, man, that's like we often talk to the two Saxy workshop students about jamming it out, having fun.
Exactly,
I think that's really great.
Yeah.
That's great pieces of advice that cats can just start taking right away, and everybody can slow it down, get it cleaner, especially our beginner friends too.
Yeah.
It's like learning those things right and connecting those neural pathways,
Yep.
from beat 1. That's a great way to go about it. And you guys, we are going to end office hours for today, but first of all, thank you, Augie Bello,
Thank you,
for
Augie.
coming
Yeah.
on
Great
with
hanging.
us. It's
No,
great
it was
hanging.
a lot of fun.
We'd love to have you on in the future. I know there's so many questions
sure.
we didn't get to. People are like biting at the bit, but let's do some jamming in the future and
Yeah.
Definitely.
keep up everything you're doing. It's super.
Thank you so
super
much.
Rocking, and
It's-
excited
it's-
for your comedy special too.
Thank you. And it's such an honor to be able to sit down and talk with you guys. And I appreciate any bit tidbit that I get to talk to you guys, or maybe we played. I don't know if we did, but
Maybe we did.
Maybe.
if we did, I
Yeah.
mean, that would probably be cool. But
Yeah.
Would you all like that? I think it would probably be cool too.
I'd like that. I'd like
I'd
that.
like
yeah,
that.
that'd be
I'd like
cool.
that,
I mean, but
definitely.
it's
It would be
raining
cool.
though, so it's raining.
Yeah.
I
It is
think we
raining.
can make the rain go away though. We have a lot of sexy power.
We do.
Yeah.
Between the
We
three of
do.
us,
We do,
we
yeah.
could
We
could
probably
just-
make it happen.
Yeah, just make the rain go away.
Just
Rain dance. We'll
Rain
listen
dance.
to our rain dance.
Altissimo note, and the
Yeah.
rain will clear.
The
Yep.
Song of
Yeah.
Storms.
Maybe wave of a nova.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, thank you so much for coming on, and we'll do it sooner than later. And
Yes,
be
definitely.
well, be safe, and talk to you soon. Thank
Talk
you
to you
all
soon.
for tuning in.
Thank
All
you.
right, thank you.
Ciao, you
Peace.
guys. Bye.
Bye.
Bye-bye.
Okay. Oh, bye.
Bye.
Yo, thanks, Augie. We're still live on YouTube, but thanks for coming on.
Of course. No, thank you so much for having me. Again, it's like really an honor for me.
You're killing it.
Thank you.
Pleasure.